After the difficulty of the challenge in the simulation campaign, we don't get much of a break with the Dynasty campaign. The Dynasty faction is mostly centered around defense with their crowd control, range, and projectile blocking, with the biggest issues being monks, ninjas, and dragons. Monks, due to their high health, forcing us to kill them through unconventional means, and ninjas and dragons due to the range and speed of their attacks not allowing the bank robbers to get in without a safe. And while firework archers are easy to approach and kill without a safe, while holding onto a safe it makes our hitbox a lot bigger, and even one firework is enough to completely throw off the safe. So pairing the firework archers with units that require a safe to kill increases the difficulty of the stage dramatically. Actually getting into the first stage, which is simply called Samurai, with it also including a monk. Due to the samurai being spread out, we try to get as much mileage out of our safes as possible by sticking John in the water by the stairs so we can lure them all together for a clean safe kill. Okay, well, this time John dies, so they all aggro onto me for an actual clean safe kill, only leaving behind a samurai and a monk. By walking around this pit, we can get both of them to fall in. Unfortunately, the monk was right behind us, so we didn't get an opportunity to get on the opposite side. You know what would help with that? A speed attribute. Even when we're getting stuck between the samurai and the monk, due to the speed, we can easily dodge past both of them, as well as get the monk to trip on the hole so we killed the two monks, and trick a surviving samurai to drown themselves. Despite the next stage being focused on ninjas, we easily beat it by using the pit to force the samurai to walk close together and then kill them all, allowing us to use 5 bank robbers against the ninjas. 2 bank robbers by the bridge are able to deal with their sides ninjas respectively. So that leaves us with this group of ninjas in one safe. So we use the previous John and Little B to hide behind the safe so the ninjas attack them but don't actually die due to them hitting the safe instead, which allows us to get close enough to kill our group of ninjas with only one safe. Against the Hwacha, our safes don't do enough damage to kill them alone, so we use a safe as protection, while AI, John, and Little B finish the job themselves. And we're left with the ninjas, which get all grouped up together by, yet again, trying to attack someone through the safe. The next stage gives us a bunch of monks and firework archers, so we check the backstage of the map to find that sitting underneath this gate, we can get the firework archers to attack but miss, allowing them to kill themselves and the monks. I'm going to save you the trouble of watching me try this strat for a whole 2 hours. By putting as many bank robbers by the end, we're able to get 4 of them back here to get as many attempts as possible. By dodging the firework archers from above and killing anyone that falls down, we can get the firework archers to kill each other and get quite a bit of damage on the monks. So we take our second John to walk up behind him, get him to attack, then hurt him ourselves. Sometimes while doing this, they'll just walk really far back and just fall off. While trying to get another one to slip down here, I walk up there, and with how tangled the monks are, one of the monks attack, throwing all of them off the edge, leaving us with 2 firework archers to explode themselves. Then we can just finish the job. For the next stage, we use the same strat, but kill the ninjas on the stairs and then bring the Hwachas over here so we can safely punch them. New Year has firework archers, monks, and dragons, as well as only giving us 4 bank robbers. We try our hiding on the stairs strat, then we attempt to hide by the gate, which, honestly, the gate worked pretty well if we ignored the flames. Then we try running over to this fence just to hide by the rocks and trees, which can protect us against the flames for a short while, which could give us the opportunity to kill a dragon along with the firework archers. Nope. The firework archers will just switch aggro sometimes. Even if we got the chance to attack the dragon, sometimes they just jump and dodge the safe or fucking fly. We eventually get a run with the dragons both dead. We get the firework archers to kill each other, and then we hide behind this gate and let the bank robber they're currently aggroed on die so we can fight them ourselves. For Art of War, we have some spaced out ninjas, so we have to get John to hide under this bridge so they all come together and we can throw our safe and kill them all. So we go back to just leading him over the hole in the center and get him to trip and fall in. Monkey King is the final stage of the Dynasty faction, and it puts us up against 2 more dragons, a Monkey King and a bunch of samurai. We trick the Monkey King into jumping off the edge, then with good RNG we can get the dragons to drown themselves in a nearby rivers, then we're just left with fighting the remaining samurais ourselves. Each faction campaign has a section where you're supposed to use the faction of that campaign so you can see their strengths. Unfortunately, we're still stuck with the bank robbers, and the first stage forces us to go against a lot of projectiles. By having a bank robber lead the group, we can waste their projectiles and get a safe thrown into the group. We focus on hitting the spears since there are more of them as well as them being in the center, but unfortunately, right after taking most of them out, we get hit by an absolute jawbreaker. Doing it again, we get 2 saves thrown into the group, leaving us with 1 stoner to dodge, and never mind. Our last attempt, we get most of the left side stoner killed with our distraction save, then we dodge a spear and the right side stoners, allowing us to kill them all at once without even needing a 3rd save. We're set up to fight a bunch of chieftains that we grouped up with 1 set of bank robbers, then use the second set to beat them, just having to finish off this last one. Mammoth stage. We wait until they kill each other and then bait the last one off the edge. Close range army has bone mages, so we can hide on this rock and let them kill their army and themselves. Area of effect again has a mammoth. We just climb up the mountain with John, letting the mammoth kill the smaller units, then get the mammoth to charge off the map again. Getting into the farmer section of the campaign, we can use the safes to kill all the little units, then we can run around dodging the harvesters, then climbing into the bush to get them to walk off the map. Crow and Fork has a scarecrow, so we hide Little Bee in a bush so they all aggro onto him, but don't kill him, so then we can sneak up behind them and finish them all at once. It's our favorite farmer map! We can just hide by this bush and everyone walks off the edge. Then we do it again! The first medieval stage puts us up against one knight. Then, yeah, we just can kill the healers. Dealing with archers, we can get them all to come to us after dodging their attacks, and we can just beat them to death. We bait the catapults to attack, then we get up close and personal with them. We deal with a lot of the squires with safes, then have the knights charge off the edge. Then we just have to kill the final squire. We get paired up with archers and catapults, so the best way to deal with them is to get the catapults to kill everybody. We do this by trying to hide behind this house and killing any archers that make it over here to us, and letting the catapults hurt themselves. But we keep on getting sniped by archers that were stuck before the catapults could attack, so we switched to the vine, which I could have sworn didn't work on the catapult since our attack was area of effect, but the archers seemed to push it off the edge, so whatever, it worked. Then we do the vine shred again. The first ancient stage gives us grouped units, which we have to kill and fight 2 snake archers ourselves. We use 2 bank robbers to kill the hoplites and get by the edge over here, so the minotaurs will run off the edge. Oof, oof, wow. But we managed to get it to work the second time. It feels like a lightning round. Oh. Oh, lightning round. Funny. Since there is no way to kill a Zeus, we have to drown him. So we sit over here and having to be very careful as to not drown, but also not be too high out of the water to get hit by Zeus. Even when he manages to get in the water, he's so tall, he doesn't drown. So we have to sneak out of the water so he'll walk into the deeper part and like actually drown. Then we can just trick one guy off the bridge and win. Against the ballistas, we can walk up to them, no problem. This stage is ironically called Zeus's Revenge, as if we've been able to beat him on this stage ever. Again, adding this to the stages of haven't beaten and will touch later, but for now we can deal with compact formation, which would be beaten in a second if it wasn't for the Foxy unit. So we have to hide behind this tree, bait them off, then like usual, there's some surviving brawlers that we can just get to walk off the edge. Next stage is basically the same, but we have to fight a bunch of ice archers ourselves. Then we bait a bunch of Valks into our saves, and we go back to our comfort tree. The last stage of the Dynasty campaign is a mix of dealing with the Berserkers, then dealing with melee units by hiding again. We just gotta get a little bit more handsy this time. With the final stage of the Dynasty complete, we're now up against the Renaissance, which for the most part have pretty powerful units, but due to our low health and tendency to get one-shot by anything anyways, this doesn't really affect us. Apart from the Musketeer, which, as we know, can completely change the tides of battle. With our first stage being up against a load of painters, we only get 2 bank robbers to deal with them, so we have to use them effectively. It takes plenty of attempts, but luring them all together, we can get an amazing save kill. Probably. I don't know what it is about this map, but it does something to them. See, look at that. They're fumbling with it. Okay, I can handle 1 painter, surely. Huh. That was a really good swipe on his part. Kudos. Oh, I messed that up. Oh. No, I didn't. Victory! It's such a shame the live instantly ends, because I would have loved to see them go flying. Anyways, they give us 2 crowds, and that's what the bank robbers do best, so we beat it easily. More grouped units. With the fencers not being important at all, the halberds could be killed by the safes, but due to the force the safes have, it's hard to get them regrouped up for a safe kill. So instead, we take advantage of their range. We can trick them into walking into the water since they back up when trying to hit us with their halberds. This is the first stage to give us musketeers, and shocking, we're forced to explore the stage. We put some bank robbers up in this balcony so they can waste bullets or try to head up towards them. We use the guys on the balcony to jump over the edge and hide behind the buildings, but somehow Little B got his head stuck in the wall, which, no piggy, it's not like it's gonna happen again. We try again, they end up splitting up and attacking us from both sides, which overwhelms us, so we have to make sure they stick together. So we take our time sticking to one side so everybody aggroes onto that one side, and punch any musketeers that get too close, since the melee units here will just die from their range, causing them to back off the edge. We end up getting stabbed with just a musketeer left, so with another John, we lead them back around the building and surprise them. More halberds, so we use as many safes to kill as many as we can, then just lead the rest behind the building since, again, their range will get them to back off the stage. We use 2 bank robbers to get the jousters on the other side of the map, giving us an easier time to dodge them, since if we don't, well, they'll just run into us instead of the water. Balloons is rough. Since we can't win in a fight against ballooners, we'll be back. Against the tank, we use the building again, but the tank can damage units that are around with its ability, so we do our best to kill as many strays as possible, and then with John over here by this fence, we lure the units to get stuck on the fence and kill them. This leaves us with 1 tank to fight, and after waiting for its ability to end, I come to the conclusion that its ability only ends after shooting a certain amount of shots. How long does this last? Does he have to shoot a certain amount? Instead, we find this little lip back here, so with John's great legs, we test what would happen if we went behind there. Apparently, it's a free win. So to deal with balloons, we do the best strategy. And to stay away from that as much as possible, I mean, we do it again. Nah, I'm just kidding. We go behind the fence and walk to the other side of the building, where we meet the pearly gates. They got pretty long weapons. I guess the fencers would be a bigger issue here. Hello? Come on. Come on. Really? While a man's down? Oh! Oh! Why is it so bright? Then by using the crates... never mind. Well, back to it. Alright. So, you guys see that blinding light recently? It's a nice, like, bright white void, isn't it? Super awesome. Okay. For real this time, we can dodge all the jousters, and by using a bread trail of bank robbers to bait them up, we could just dodge. Well, except this guy used the other drowning horses to get out of the water and stab us in the back. So, I'm kidding, alright? We managed to get them all together and dodge them all at once. More halberds, fencers, and musketeers. So we go back behind the building while trying to fight them, and we get our foot stuck in the wall. We wriggle around a bit and manage to get our foot out of the wall, but then we get our face and hand stuck in the wall. After we get our hand out, the first thing we do is start throwing them. But due to our inability to dodge, we get stabbed by a fencer. With only 2 fencers that survived, I know we can beat this stage without having... You guys see any movies recently? You guys see that weather last night? Absurd weather. This stage is about the same as the last, but with jousters. Listen, I know what you're expecting, but for this stage we do the same thing. With fencers on our side of the map, we actually can't use the blinding white void ledge strat. Oh. Wait, no, yeah, we can. With the battle against the entire faction... Yeah, I'm not gonna play it off. It's blinding white void ledge time. Okay, wait. I actually have something interesting this stage. This stage, we have musketeers on our team, which, you know, wouldn't be bank robbers only. So we teach them the errors of their ways and how to properly rob banks. Also, one of the guys turned into a safe, but like, shut up, that's not important. Something else of note is on this stage, the musketeers are facing the other way. The reason why that's so notable is because in their translation to bank robbers, they also face the wrong way. For this stage, that doesn't really matter, but in other levels where we're also forced to get units, it may cause them to throw it the wrong way or worse. But for real, actually, we beat this stage by luring them behind them building and fighting them ourselves. Ooh, we love to see tripping squires. Oh. Okay, do we think he's gonna survive this? He's winding up. Do you think he survives? Oh my god. I genuinely didn't think he was going to. Okay. Oof. I thought that would kill him. Okay, we lost. So we go back. No. We do it again and actually kill the remaining squire. The first stage against the tribal faction puts us in a new map, Tribal Sandbox. We never actually played on this map before, so I spent like 45 minutes just searching for spots where the Bone Mage can kill its team without killing me, while it being possible for me to climb up the mountain. We eventually find this spot over here, which is perfect. We can climb up very easily, walk over to this cliffside, and they can actually pathfind over here, which is huge. There are some times when the magic hits us, but it very rarely happens. Once the Bone Mages kill their team, we're left with finishing off the chieftains. We attempt to take them out ourselves, and we get pretty close, and since I got tired of trying to fight them, I try to find a spot to lead them off the edge. Except I don't see them. Okay, there's one. What are they doing? He's stuck on... He's stuck. Where's the third one? Did he die? Why is he so straight? What happened to him? How did he die? Nobody touched him. He just folded like an op. Okay. Alright, okay, well, if that one's stuck, then I guess my goal is to get this one killed. Like, and the thing is, he was so straight. Look at this guy who's dead. He's like, he's doing stuff, he's doing stuff, he's doing stuff. Oh, hello. Sorry, I was a little distracted. Okay. Yay! Victory! The next stage saw that the hardest unit to deal with was chieftains, so they just gave us a little bit more. Oh my god, there's so many! I guarantee you the safe isn't even gonna go off, but it's just gonna land on them. There's so many! We try to get mileage out of each of the safes to kill them by circling around after each throw. Hopefully that kills. And it didn't explode. Okay. Well, there's only one. I can probably take him. Oh, or fall over. Little B. Little B. Why are you falling over? Little B! And the safe didn't explode. I'm restarting. Oh, I'm gonna get stuck on the safe. Alright, well, there's only 2 guys left. Or 3 guys, but that's fine. Oh, one of them's got a big head, little arm. Oh. Huh. It didn't explode. Oh my god. Kill him! Darn! Kill him! Darn! Oh my god, for a second I thought it was a loss. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This stage is the same with killing all the units using bone mages, then we're left to fight 2 ourselves. Again. The first stage against the farmer faction gives us a jouster, so we get 1 bank robber facing the other way, as well as a bank robber to place wherever we want. As you can see, the bank robbers facing the wrong way makes them much harder to control, so we use our bank robber to kill the halflings, then run around the harvesters to get in the bush and trick them off the map. We get another stage where we get bank robbers facing the wrong way, and in case you're wondering how I decide how many bank robbers I get from forced units, I just turn them into gold and turn that gold into bank robbers. With any amount less than a bank robber, just amounting to 1 bank robber. So if like a stage gave us 1 halfling, that's 1 bank robber. But if the stage gives us 5, that's still just 1. Anyways, there's scarecrows on this map, so just like a similar stage in the Dynasty Faction, we could hide Little B in the bush, then throw the safe at them all at once. One small issue is that we only get to place 1 bank robber ourselves. Unlike last time where we could place 1 by the house and 1 by the bush, if we place ours by the bush and try to get the other bank robber out of the way in time, we just get hit by crows. And if we hide 1 by the house and try to get in the bush, we still get hit by crows. It's crazy how being forced to have a bank robber actually made this stage harder. So we just have to ignore the territory and use our safe to instantly kill the 2 scarecrows. Then use the crow's speed and horrible handling against themselves by dodging them right in front of this ledge so they fall off, allowing us to dodge around the scarecrow, getting all the units grouped up together so then we can throw the safes at them. This stage is on the really easy farmer map, so we just bait them off by hiding in the bush like normal. Another stage with a forced bank robber. Try to hide in the forest, which gets us some close attempts. Wow! Wow! Where'd that come from? This guy's a monster! Look what he saw! That's crazy! But we end up getting hit by some stray catapult boulders, so we try hiding under the map, but the catapults end up getting stuck in a way that would require a box to sneak past. So we try hiding on this branch to have archers fall off, kill stray archers that fall on a rock, and get the catapult stuck. By dealing with most of the archers by a self-destructing catapult, we deal with the last surviving archer and spend way too long trying to climb our way out of the hill. Anyways, he eventually does, and we almost immediately die after getting off. There's actually a whole other crowd of archers. We hide behind this pillar and we can take them out. I also learned in this moment that when you hit an attack, your attack cooldown is lessened, which I didn't know. I just thought I'd point that out. Yet again, there's another last archer, so we dodge his shot and take him out with ours. Then we just go hit the dangling punching bag to beat the stage. This stage also gives us another bank robber that we're forced to have, but we could just sit on this tree and cause all the melee units to fall into the water. Against all the kings, we can't even kill 1 with safes, so we bait them into the water again, but with all the corpses down there, there are a few that can just walk on them and survive drowning, so we have to move around to get them to actually drown. I learned that ballistas don't just pierce units, but also walls, but only if they see you then attack, so it's not like they can actually just see through walls. Run to safety, run to safety, run to safety. You know what? That's my fault. I shouldn't have thought that behind a wall would be safe. One more hit. Alright. Oh, no, get me out. Oh, it trapped me! It was like a Venus flytrap. We bait a lot of units to walk off the bridge so we can take the opportunity to destroy the ballista. And by walking around the entire map and going back to baiting them into the water. Ignoring the shield bearer that just likes to sit there and teabag. I can kill this guy. Go, 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 go. Oh, wait. There we go. This stage is our favorite map, with a Zeus. I didn't even try it. It's just not happening. Zeus on this map is impossible to deal with. We get one bank robber to deal with 2 grouped units. Since Sarissas are easier to fight, we choose to kill the hoplites, and we first start off by stubbornly trying to kill them. And with how many there are, we can't just walk into their grill and attack, so we lead them over to all these pillars to get them stuck and try to fight them one at a time. Then we go and try to fight the stuck ones while their backs are turned. We can deal a lot of damage to them like this, but they manage to get unstuck before we can actually kill them. We can get them stuck right here. And by treating them like a monkey in a cage, teasing them to get them more aggressive and hurt each other, but just like teasing a monkey in a cage, sometimes they'll break out and we'll be forced to fight them or run. And if we run over to this little shed and use this bush as an advantage to kill them. We end up getting super close, but after spending more than an hour on the stage, I decided I'll come back to it. Viking stages are never that interesting, so I'm just gonna group them up together. We bait off any charging units on the map, we hide in the forest to bait off the rest of the units. Like, it's the same strategy every time. Now we've come full circle. Back to Dynasty. They have a Shogun, which is a secret unit, and a bunch of samurai. The samurai are easily killed as we're left with the Shogun, who charges into our other 2 units and kills them. But then he charges us, freezing us in place, so we could watch him just fall into the hole. We go back to the original Dynasty strat to deal with this stage, and I mean, it's the same as before if you remember, but the only difference being that we have to make sure we kill these ninjas over here before leading all the units to the death gate. And the final stage also has a new unit from the secret faction, but this time, it's actually difficult to deal with them. They have insane range and a bunch of projectiles per attack, but the biggest issue with them is that they have melee unit AI. Why is that bad? Well, ranged units, if they can't see you, will approach you until they can see you, but melee units will always keep you at their ideal range. So since they have a massive range in melee AI, they will back away from us when we approach them, or even worse, not come over to us when we're trying to lure them. I know, the horror. I managed to find the only way to beat this stage, and it's by doing a bunch of RNG checks. Basically, we have to use a little bee to hide down on this rock. He's completely fine, so we're not on a timer. Every unit on the stage will aggro to him, so we can do whatever we want. If we enter the range of one of the Chuko News, they will aggro to us. This is actually exactly what we want. We can get the attention of one of them, then we have to dodge the attacks, and then approach the Chuko New, so they will back up and fall off the map. So basically, this is the only way to beat the stage. The stages for Dynasty and the Renaissance felt really hit or miss, with stages I outright wouldn't try yet, or stages that were pretty easy, which makes these next campaigns look pretty scary in comparison.